Hey guys, and welcome to another video where we are going to be looking at how to study the Bible. All right, if you haven't watched the first two videos, you should go ahead and do that, where we do an overview of the 5 steps. And then we just did a video last week on how to observe the Bible, step 1. And today we're going to get into step 2. And in step 2, there's one word that's super important: context. So when we're talking about context, the first thing we have to understand is our context. So remember, step 2 is measure the width of the difference between our town and their town. So we have to know our town. We all come to the Bible with our own presuppositions. We all come to the Bible with our own cultural baggage behind us. We cannot get away from that. So one of the first things we have to do is to know our own culture, know what we are bringing with us, so that we can try to ease that from impacting how we understand the text as much as possible. So it's important to know, okay, I'm probably, when I think of a city, okay, I think of New York City, or I think of Chicago, or I think of Atlanta. That's not what a city was like in Jerusalem, okay? Or when I think of somebody getting angry, or I think of an army. Oh, that's a good one. When I think of an army, I think of guns, right? I think of lots of strategy, and nowadays I think about drones and chemical warfare. But you're talking about the army in the first century, or even before the first century, that's not the army. And so we have to understand, the Bible talks about God a lot as a father, and what my opinion of my father is going to drastically affect the image that comes into my head when I hear the word father. And so we have to know the culture that we are bringing to the Bible. We have to know our end of the bridge. We have to know our side of the river. And that takes some self-reflection. So you have to be willing to do that to understand the Bible. We also then have to know their side of the river. What is going on in their world? What are the differences? And that's where it's going to take some studying, okay? And so I have a list of questions here that should help you to understand the historical, cultural context of the Bible, okay? And so these questions are things that you can maybe find in the text, but they also might be questions that you might need to do a little bit of work to find the answer for. You can do that in a study Bible. You can do that by maybe buying some Bible background commentaries. One of the best online versions to use is there's a YouTube channel called The Bible Project, and they have a video for every single book of the Bible. I'll put a link up above to The Bible Project, because that would be a great YouTube channel to subscribe to, that will give you some really basic historical context of each book of the Bible. So that would be a great one to look at. A lot of Bibles have introductions at the beginning of each book that will give you some of this information of who wrote it, why was it written, who was it written to, what was going on during this time. So you have to do a little bit of searching, a little bit of research to find these answers. But as you find these answers, it's going to help you know, okay, how different was what was going on here? How different was that really compared to what I am living through now? Because to get through step 2, we have to know, hey, how big is this river that we are going to cross? How big is the gap between the culture of what I'm reading about and the culture of what I'm living in now? Because ultimately what we're trying to get to is, what does it mean, and how do we apply this meaning to our lives? And so in order to get to that application process, we've got to start with knowing, okay, how different is where we are compared to what was written? All right, but if you can grasp the context, okay, you are now one step closer to understanding the Bible. You are one step deeper into studying the Bible. So What I would suggest is take a picture of those questions, pause, so that way as you are studying, as you're getting into the word, you can be looking for those answers, or you can be looking online or looking in books for those answers, so that you can get a better grasp of how is our time different than the Bible time, and then how can I understand those differences to help me better understand the Bible. This has been step 2 of how to understand the Bible, understanding context. I hope you found this helpful. Drop any questions you have in the comments, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy being a part of the Quarantine Youth Group, then make sure you subscribe so you don't miss our videos. Follow us on Instagram. Be sure that you join the discussion in the comments, and if you've got any ideas or any questions of future videos that we could do, leave those in the comments. Let me know. We are here because we want to serve you during this time where we can't be together. So stay safe, wash your hands, and I'll see you soon.